the Bhutanese way of life, to a large extent, is hinged on Buddhist ideology, and thereby the Bhutanese culture is an expression of the Buddhist value system. So people here, by nature, associate themselves as somebody, who believes in non-violence, who believes in compassion, who believes in the virtues that are enshrined in the Buddhist philosophy. So they feel they are, Bhutanese people, feel that they are the ones who are supposed to have these Buddhist values, being practiced in their day-to-day life, in the form of compassion, in the form of love, in the form of non-violence. And the larger population of the Bhutanese society believes that, killing and stealing and, engaging in meaningless prattles and gossips and chats are antithetical to the value system of what is there in Buddhism. So people are, even if they are not able to practice, they are at least conscious of the values that they are supposed to uphold. Bhutanese Buddhism and the Tibetan Buddhism are not different versions, actually. Of course, when Buddhism came to Tibet, it came in two phases. The one that is, predominant in Bhutan is the one that came in the early 8th century, which is now referred to as the old school or the old tradition. And then the next one is the later school, which came in the second advent of Buddhism. There are three schools, and out of the three schools, one of them, is quite popular in Bhutan. So in Bhutan, basically, there are two schools of the the Mahayana tradition, Nyingmapa and Kajupa. If you go back into the evolution of Buddhism in India, it was basically enlightening the whole society. And even for that sort of an arrangement, you needed leadership. And the question here in the Buddhist context is an enlightened leadership. And how do people look for an enlightened leadership that is, taking the responsibility of creating the well-being of each and every citizen of that particular space? So that's what democracy is, all about in true sense, that the crowd elect a person who is capable of establishing peace and prosperity in the society, a leadership that is capable of providing, all sorts of well-being to the citizens, and that very arrangement, led to the establishment of peace and harmony in the society. So this is how we can look from a theocratic point of view, where the leadership is looked up as a position that the leadership takes care of the well-being and harmony of each and every individual. So that's what is desired at the end. Education should play a big role. At the moment, if you ask me, does our education system take care of all this? No, it doesn't. And we need to work more on this. How do we imbibe this perspective of life, that GNH is talking about? How do we imbibe children, with this approach? How do we make children realize their potential, as an individual in this existence? How can we make children understand the concept of coexistence, that we coexist with nature? Without nature, we don't exist. We exist in coexistence with nature. And therefore, protection of the environment is important, preservation is important, and we also need to know how are we interdependent with nature. So if we are able to make that reflection in the children, then we are going to churn out a different class of youth